Hi, it's CG Fagerhow. It's my third day of my water fast. Just doing a shout out video for that because I said I was going to, and I've committed to doing update videos on each day of my fast. And I want to invite questions. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Ascribe to my channel, subscribe to my channel, and let me know what you want to hear. You like my lip gloss? I felt a little mystical today. It's the third day of my water fast, and I feel amazing. I woke up this morning, did some cleaning around the house. I went to the gym and sat in the sauna, drank some water. And then I came home, took my kitty bear outside. And then I went to the gym, and then I came back from the gym. I went to the farmer's market, and I shopped and bought some food and some meat and brought that home, and then took kitty bear outside, hung out in the garden, got a little bit of sun, then went in the house, was doing some meditating, drinking some water. So I have drank a little bit more water today, not a ton. I should be drinking a little bit more, and I'm gonna do that. Actually, I drank a liter of water today. That one jar I have, it's 1 liter. So I drank 1 liter, and I have a quart here that I'm working on. It's just water. And then I've been sipping on salt water. Like, I do a smaller bottle that's just concentrated salt and potassium chloride. I kind of just sip on that to get my electrolytes. But I'm feeling good. I don't know if I'm in keto yet because I haven't done those little test strips. I'm going to do that today. But I don't feel like I've burned up all my sugar yet in my body because I still have tons of energy. I don't feel weak at all. But hopefully I will be entering into keto and stay on my water fast a couple days in keto. So maybe I'll start burning like a little bit of fat storage and not necessarily have to, focus on electrolytes. In the past, it's been hard for me to fast after I hit like 48, 49. It was just really hard for me, like in the chest area around my heart. I just felt fatigued and didn't have a lot of energy. And that's when I found Cole Robinson on YouTube. He started talking about the losing weight by forced keto and fasting and using the salt water and electrolytes so you don't get a light head or a shaky body and muscles and headachy. Well, it's dizziness, weakness, and heart palpitations. Those are the things you get if you don't have a lot of minerals bank account when you start fasting. So if you're interested in fasting, it's good to focus on optimal nutrition. Be sure you get plenty of fruits and vegetables. Throw some juices in there, green juices, even some powders, some spirulina, lots of greens. And if you're going to eat meat and dairy, I just really recommend doing whole foods and the healthiest of those choices on the market, like grass-fed and organic dairy. And so you have optimal nutrition in your bank account in your body. So when you do start doing fastings, you're going to have storage. They say the average American, if they were to do a 40-day water fast, would die because there's so many toxins built up in their body that it would just release too many toxins too quickly and they would just die. I've heard a lot of stories about people going to different clinics and retreats and holistic centers because they basically were given up by the medical industry, like basically you're fucked, you're gonna die, there's nothing we can do for you. And so the person says, okay, now we want to do the holistic route. Now we want to try to see what we can do. And they go into fasting or serious like healing modalities. And sometimes it's just too much. The body can't take it. That's the thing about health. The thing about health is you never know really what's going to happen in your life in the future. You really, really have to build your health every single day. And if you see unhealthy patterns in your family and in your culture and in your life that you want to break, that's where fasting comes in. You disrupt your own patterns when you fast. So even just starting out at a 16-hour fast, a 24-hour fast, maybe doing 36 hours, it really takes about 36 hours for your body to go into a detox mode when you are fasting, at least on water. People do juice fasting. That's more like a detox or a cleanse. It's also building maybe minerals and stuff up in your body, but sometimes your cells can't absorb things because you need to be cleaned out first. That's why water fasting is really good, because it really does detox and clean your cells out so your cells can optimize on nutrition that's going in your body. If your pH is below 5.8, you don't even absorb good nutrition. So you can get this pH paper on Amazon. It's like $5, and it has a little graph on there that's acidic to alkaline, and you should be basically like 6.0, between 6 and 8, depending on how alkaline rich your body is. But if you're below 6.0 on that algorithm chart there, you don't absorb nutrients. You just become too acidic in nature, and your body's just fighting to stay alive. When you eat food, you metabolize it, and when you metabolize it, it turns to ash, and your body will metabolize it into two different types of ash depending on your mineral balance in your food you're eating. And the ash will become acidic ash, which is just waste and not good for your body. It lodges in places of weakness. They call it sicknesses in different areas for different reasons that impede your health. And then it will, if you're mineral rich and alkaline rich, oxygen rich in your body, when you're metabolizing your food, it turns to an ash that's alkaline, and so your body can actually repair tissue. It repair itself with that type of outcome of metabolism. So I do really, really recommend fasting on water. Yeah, you can do all those other things. People fast from media, they fast from relationships, they fast from, conversation that they don't want to participate anymore. They want to fast from cussing or something, or cigarettes or something. And those are all great. They're all very good disciplines to do. People fast for religious reasons, and people fast for, breaking patterns in their lives and disrupting their own patterns and creating new patterns. And so I do recommend doing water fasting, because it really does help clean out your body and helps you to alkaline your body, so you can absorb more nutrients and build a healthy body. Because as we do get older, things don't start to fall apart because of time, like age, like sun, moon, and star stuff. It's kind of a myth, and it's propagated through our whole industry that, death has to come to us because of a certain time frame. Like before the flood of Noah, and a lot of people don't necessarily believe this, but people lived to be like 1,000 years old. And the ecosystem was completely different. It was after that our days were shortened to like 70 to 120. But even so, something happened to break that curse, that history pivoted on. And we're coming into an age in the next century where people are going to defy death. You're going to see it. And fasting helps you break into life. It helps you break into just being able to sit and just be without doing, and to be comfortable in that. Because if you're constantly feeling like you have to do something, you don't have peace. You don't have peace, and your ego and your identity is in something that's driving you, or that you're stuck in trauma, or grief. But mostly, if it's childhood trauma, it's going to be fear and flight mode. You're going to always feel like you have to fight something, or you have to run from something, or you freeze and you just don't do anything. And that's a condition of our nervous system when we don't have peace. When we have repressed, unresolved, negative emotion inside of our bodies, inside of our psyches, inside of our minds, inside of our memories that we haven't resolved in love. And as we continue to go on in our lives and not want to take care of those things, we begin to embellish the whole idea and concept and story behind it into a victim's mentality, a poor me mentality, or also using it to make excuses for an unhealthy lifestyle. It's not easy to break into a healthy lifestyle. But I'm telling you, fasting is the best way to start. Just try it. We've been conditioned to eat 3 times a day, like cows. We're like cattle. And that's not the way people ate for thousands of years. And still, even today, some people don't eat like that. I think it's just the most brainwashed ones among us. Your body needs time to rest. And when you fast and you find yourself having all this energy and not knowing what to do with yourself because you're not thinking about food or preparing food for yourself or somebody else. And I do recommend if you prepare food for somebody else during the time of your fast, you'd let them know up front, or make them something that they could access so you don't have to necessarily be involved with that. I worked in a deli for 15 years, and I did serious fasting while serving people food and creating and making food, following recipes, whatever was on the menu. And I didn't have a problem with it. I really was that convinced because fasting was so real for me. I remember doing my first 7-day water fast. I think I was like 15 or 16 years old. And before that, I could never eat tomatoes or sprouts by themselves. They were like, gross. Like I could eat tomato sauce or tomatoes on pizza or tomato even in a sandwich, a turkey sandwich or something. But I couldn't just eat a tomato. My stepdad would serve them to us with like sliced tomatoes and some cheese and some salt, and I could tolerate that a little bit. Maybe with some bread. That's kind of like a sandwich. But just eating a tomato plain or eating a handful of sprouts, it wasn't on a sandwich with meat or cheese, I couldn't do it. So I did a 7-day water fast. And when I broke it, I ran back to the deli where I worked, and I made myself a big garden salad. I put tons of sprouts on it and tons of tomatoes. And when I ate that salad, it was a totally different experience for me than I ever have had with vegetables, raw vegetables on my palate, in my mouth. And I was just like, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it was amazing. It felt so good. I don't like this on my lips. So I feel great. It's 3 o'clock again. This is my 3rd day. Third day of not having any food. The 3rd day of not having any food in my body. I haven't been thinking about food. I bought some like cheese and some sausages at the farmer's market today, and I put the meat in the freezer. And Stuck the cheese in the back of my produce drawer so my roommates don't find it. But I didn't let it, break my fast. I mean, I have in the past gone shopping and broke a fast because I was like, gave under the pressure of the temptation to eat the food, But I just relish the time fasting so much. And being able to connect with nature and connect with God and connect with myself and connect with people, it just becomes so much more real when you're just not clogged up with a bunch of food and you're digesting. Digesting food takes a lot of energy. It's one of the top 3 activities that takes energy from you. And when you're eating food that's processed and not healthy, it doesn't have optimum nutrition that can be digested and readily available for your cells and your body to burn and to use for energy in an optimal time with the least amount of energy to get that result. It's because it's processed foods with tons of hydrogenated oils in them. That's the worst thing for our bodies right now that's on the market. It's saturated, is like canola oil and sunflower seed oils, soybean oil. I mean, if it's not a cold pressed raw oil, we really shouldn't even be eating it, but it's in so many processed foods. And as you begin to fast and desire to fast, you start cleaning up your diet a little bit. You start getting a little more organized, a little bit more disciplined. And you just don't want to tell yourself you can't have anything, because you can have anything you want. We have free will, and this is America. It's just everything in its right spot, the right time, Just don't be mastered by it. And the more you start fasting and cleaning your body out and cleaning your palate out, when you reach for a piece of fruit, it's going to taste so good and so refreshing. I mean, you could have like a religious experience eating a peach. Yeah, there's some bad fruit. There is bad fruit on the market. I mean, yeah, it's frustrating sometimes. You're like, I'm never going to buy a watermelon again. What I found out about watermelons is that when you buy a watermelon, you got to eat it in a couple days. It's just how it is. I mean, maybe if you picked it off of a plantation or a farm or something and store it in a cool place, it might last longer, but we really don't know how long that watermelon has been in process of market, before you get it. But I did resolve that because I love watermelons and they're so nutritious. I like eating them. I like freezing them and eating them. I like juicing them. I like mixing them in with salads. I bet they're good with bacon too. And cheddar. That sounds gross. But I am fasting. And if I think cheddar cheese, bacon, and watermelon tastes good in my mind, I probably would if I ate it right now. Maybe I'll try it sometime. Well, this video is kind of weird, but I just wanted to get on here and talk about fasting because I love fasting. Fasting loves you. And when you fast, look at that stream of light. It's so weird. My roommate's Corvette. So I'm just gonna leave it there, I guess. It's so weird. There we go. So even after doing 3-day water fast, I still have some stuff I'm breaking up from that cold I had. Everybody got it at work. It was like upper respiratory, sneezy, mucusy, and then kind of a little bit of weakness. I don't know what it was. But I did a fast before I got it. And then when I got it, I don't know. I didn't skip any work for it, though. I was able to work through it. But there's some ugly sicknesses out there. There's some ugly sicknesses on the market. I mean, really, that's what it is. Because the pale horse rides hard. It's an age of death that we're in. And the true victors and heroes are the ones that are going to make it through the 21st century without seeing death. And then I believe as we move out of this century, people are going to look back on it and go, how come we believed we even died? You know, like death, where is thy sting? The last enemy to be put under our feet. We don't have to die. We make ourselves die by bowing down to death and choosing death instead of choosing life. God said, I've set before you life and death, but he says, I command you to choose. I command you to choose life. What does that look like in our lives, to be commanded to choose life? Yeah, you have free will. You can choose whatever you want. But God knows what's best. And he commands us to choose life. And I think the more you choose life, the more you experience life, the more you enjoy life. Yeah. And I don't get it. I don't get it how people can drink alcohol and then have that super bad hangover the next day. I guess that's why they drink hair of the dog. I just couldn't do that. Because I had anxiety such a young age, I think it drained me my minerals. And so when I was a teenager and I started drinking, it just made me super sick. And I couldn't stand the hangovers. I mean, I feel like that sometimes when I fast. When I fast, I feel like I have a hangover. It's like what I've experienced as a hangover. But that's just because you're forcing sickness upon yourself or out of your body when you fast. That's what you do. You force sickness out of your body. Because otherwise you can't get it out because you're eating all the time and digesting food. You're not giving your body time to detox and fast and clean itself out. So it's a sunny day and I thank God for the weather. I have a few more days off of work and I'm gonna keep my fast forever. No. Wouldn't that be cool if we could live on air? I think that in the past we used to be able to live on air because a mist would come up around and water the earth, and I think people could literally breathe in nutrients. I think when you go to the beach you could literally breathe in nutrients, or if you're in high altitudes or a really clean area, I think it's possible to get nutrients through the air. But I haven't studied breatharians. I just know that when you fast and you abstain from food, and this is one of Dr. Bragg's top 10 rules for health in his book The Miracle of Fasting, that I read when I was 14 years old, that set me on this course, that here 40 years later I'm still doing it, and I'm talking about it now. I'm making videos about it now. It's one of my 4 pillars that I teach on in my coaching career that I'm moving into. So he says, I don't know which one it is, the top one of the 10. He said, when out of sorts in body or mind, abstain from all eating. If you have an injury, I have a sore knee going on. It's like the tendon behind my knee. I've just been busting my ass on a cement floor, selling floors in a warehouse for 3 years, for almost 4 years now. 40 hours a week, 2 days off a week, where I'm just literally on my butt, taking care of myself, self-care for 2 days. I don't even go to the grocery store. I don't even get in my car a lot of times. So there's a little strain on my right knee. I didn't injure it. It just started happening, and we just need time to rest. I'm hoping this fast is going to help. The day before my fast that I intentionally started, I did eat something I shouldn't eat. I ate Taco Bell. I don't eat fast food hardly ever, but there's something still locked in my memory about Taco Bell. I don't eat the meat there, but my knee was getting better, and then I ate that burrito and crunch wrap at Taco Bell. And my knee got worse. So it's just really, really important to take care of your body, take care of your health. It's all we got. Because the industry out there that's our healthcare industry is not there to help you heal. They're there to take your money and feed the machine. So don't trust in it. Don't rely upon it. Don't cling to that. But learn to trust your body. Trust the maker of your body. Even if you don't know your maker, or you don't have language for him, or for its existence, his existence. When you fast and you trust your body and you learn to live by the intuition of your heart and your gut, you're going to experience new things in life that you've never experienced before. A new fellowship, a new peace. And it all starts with fasting. It all starts with having self-control over your body, over your spirit, over your mind. We can have control over our minds. We can have control over our bodies. It just takes discipline. Do not give yourself over to the lust of this world, the food, the pleasures that we've been given in this life. They all have their place. They all have their time. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. And on that note, I'm going to say toodles. My third day on my fast. I am victorious. I have lots of energy. And still going to go. I have 4 more days to go. So I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.